First question is going to be from Gabe Bach from TexAgs.com.
How you doing, Kellen? Happy game week.
Happy game week.
Well, how have you dealt, Kellen, with losing Jamon during camp, and what have y'all's conversations been like? And can you give us kind of a two-parter here? Can you give us a name or two that's really stepped up in his absence?
First off with Jamon, me and him had conversations, going back to probably even a week before he decided to opt out, probably maybe even 2 weeks, and just seeing where his mind was at, and me not being a selfish person, and also being his roommate, best friend, and everything. I always want to put his mental health first, and if he doesn't think he can be on the field at the time, then I never want to pressure anybody to be back on the field. But you've seen a lot of guys being able to step up. Cam Brown, Chase Lane, Jalen Preston has really stepped up big at that X spot. Hezekiah Jones has played well to me all camp. So I've seen a bunch of receivers step up. Caleb Chapman. So guys who don't really have as much experience as Jamon, but are super talented. And if we continue to work, I think we can be very dynamic with the guys that we have.
All right, your next question is from Mark Passwaters from Rivals.com.
Hey, Kellen. This question's kind of going to piggyback off of Gabe's, but looking at the wide receiver core you have now, the four primary guys you had last year are all gone. So how long or how difficult has it been to kind of establish a rapport with these new talented but untested players?
I think it kind of varies to kind of what we're doing, and but that's why we practice the way we do, and we're trying to build that chemistry. Obviously with some of those guys that I had, Buck, Kendrick, Q, and Jamon last year, we had some really good chemistry, but with Jamon opting out and having Jalen Preston and some of those guys having to step up pretty early, our chemistry and knowledge together and understanding where the receivers like the ball and understanding what they can do has definitely grown with them. So just we're continuing to build that chemistry, and everything isn't perfect right now, but I really like where we're at right now, and the way the receivers are making plays.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Let's go to Zach Taylor from Bryan Broadcasting.
Hey, Kellen, just wanted to ask specifically about the run game. I mean, when you got guys like Spiller back there, that's now coming into his second year. I know he was a freshman last year, but now coming into his second year, and Anias is back there as well. How does that open things up for you to take advantage of the run game?
I think that's going to be huge, and definitely going to help out in the pass game, and both vice versa with the run game. But just being able to be versatile, but also having Anias and Spiller back there for a second year. Just having their knowledge back there, and also understanding blitz pickup in certain blitz periods, which is going to be huge for us, playing in the SEC, which, certain teams bring a lot of complicated blitzes, but just having that type of knowledge and people back there who have great IQ, I think is going to be huge going into this year. And obviously we got to take it 1 week at a time, but, I feel really comfortable with, Anias and Spiller back there, and and just as far as the rushing game goes, I think they're going to have both great seasons and be able to feed off each other a lot this year.
Thanks.
Next question's from Travis Brown with the Bryan College Station Eagle.
Hey, Kellen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Hey, heading into the season, you are several different categories. You're very close to leaving here as one of A&M's all-time best passers in the record books. What does that mean to you to have those records so close in your time here at A&M?
It means a lot, and I've been through a lot while I've been here at A&M, and I've set really high expectations for myself, and being able to be so close and also allow myself to be in those record books is something that I wanted whenever I was a true freshman, and something that I worked for. So it's going to be super exciting once that time comes. But for me, that's it's a big deal. But I just want to take it one game at a time, and execute one game at a time as best I can.
And then also, as a leader, when you're talking with guys, and I know a lot of times mottos and stuff in years past is talking about the buy-in of players. How do you manage leading the buy-in while also understanding when players decide that they want to opt out or want to do what's best for them or their family? Is that a challenging situation to be in as a team leader?
I mean, I guess at times it can be, especially, you know, with some of those guys who opted out, you know, being my best friends. And, you know, but I'm also, you know, I'm pretty understanding, and at least, you know, I'm able to communicate with them and understand, you know, where their mindset is. And, but, you know, I think, you know, with the guys that we have and the way that certain guys have bought in, and, you know, I think it's been really well, and you could see it in the practices. And, you know, I only look forward to us getting even better going into week 1 and then from there.
Thanks.
Next question is from Owen Buchanan with Texags.com.
Hey, Kellen, is there anything that you can put down specifically that you think is different about yourself as a quarterback coming into this season as opposed to the last few?
You know, I would say just a different mentality. You know, me, you know, evaluating myself, you know, throughout this whole entire offseason, throughout quarantine. You know, I looked over through every single play that I ever ran in my junior year, and I just wanted to evaluate myself and find out what I could do better and figure out the best way to, you know, basically improve myself. And so I'm just, you know, this year I'm on a mission, and not only for myself but for my teammates, and I just want to be a great leader and, you know, pretty much elevate everybody's self and everybody and take them to higher levels.
And if I can ask you, did you ever consider opting out, and if not, why?
Nah, it never crossed my mind, and, you know, I don't plan on it.
Thank you.
The next question is from Tyler Shaw at KBTX, and then Daryl Bruffett.
Hey, Kellen, you've obviously know what a tough schedule looks like. You've got one ahead of you guys this year. So when you look at week 1 against Vanderbilt, how important is it for you guys to get out on the right foot to start the season and, you know, just to get the win?
I think it's super important, and I think it's, you know, starts that momentum that we want to have. And, you know, Vanderbilt's a good team, and, you know, I think they got a new D coordinator this year and also a good head coach. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this weekend, but it's going to be super important for, you know, all 3 phases for us, offense, special teams, and defense, you know, to start off this year right and, you know, get a head start on this season.
Thanks.
Let's go to Daryl Bruffett, and then we'll go to Kirk Bowles.
I got a couple of questions for you, Kellen. First off, you talked a little bit about Vanderbilt's defense. Can you talk about what that's going to be like to face a new DC that they have at Vanderbilt?
Mm-hmm. You know, I think at times it can be very challenging because, you know, he may carry over the same scheme, but it's, you know, it's different players. So, you know, it's kind of hard to, I guess, watch film on, you know, that combination. But, you know, I think that everyone is kind of bought in on, you know, watching film and finding out, you know, what they're going to do. And, you know, but I think, you know, we'll keep it, you know, both on the at least on the offensive side, you know, keeping our base passes, base runs, and figure out what everybody's comfortable with, and just whatever we get with the defense, from the defense, you know, all our principles apply.
I know the first 3 years that you were at A&M, I mean, you guys feed off the 12th man. Have you kind of tried to think a little bit about what that's going to be like on Saturday at 25% and some of the restrictions that you're going to have to deal with?
I mean, I think that's something that has had a huge impact, you know, pretty much all over college football. And, you know, I think that we're going to have a good turnout, you know, with the 12th man and, you know, Kyle Field. But, you know, it's definitely not going to be, you know, what it'd be like 100%, obviously. But that's just puts more accountability, you know, on us as players. You know, we have to be able to create the energy on the sideline and, you know, within our play. So it's definitely going to be challenging, but it's going to be something that we have to adapt to really fast.
Hey, thank you, and thank you for the responsibility you guys are showing too. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's go to Kirk Bowles from the Austin American Statesman, and then Chip Howard.
Kellen, I'm curious about your confidence level going into your senior year. Do you think you're as good as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and those at the top of their game? And what do you feel like has separated your play from theirs the last couple of years?
With me, every time I step on the field, my mindset, I always think I'm the best player. So, if I said I wasn't, then I don't think I would be doing the right thing. Giving my teammates confidence. That's just my mindset whenever I step on the field. But I feel really confident going into this season, and I look forward to executing game one and then moving on from there.
And do you think this game would ever get here?
At times it definitely seemed like the season they might continue to push it back or it may get canceled. But my mindset this whole entire year was just make sure you're prepared, and that was my mentality this whole entire off season, and I'm ready.
Thank you.
Let's go to Chip Howard from Sports Talk, and then we'll go to Travis Brown.
Kellen, do you have all of your offensive package in for this game, or do you put different things in depending on the opponent from week to week?
We still haven't, we've kind of prepared for this game, but this will be our main preparation week. Starting today and then finishing out through Thursday and Friday. But we've ran probably our whole entire offense over all the practices in fall camp. I think everything kind of varies. Certain things might change weekly. With the offense and the way we do certain things. But, I think, just some of the stuff that we're going to be running, I think all our principles will apply, and we just have to go out there, react, and just play fast and play with confidence.
How complicated is the offense as you would describe it, and then how difficult does that make it on some of the young receivers who haven't been through it yet?
I would say for a beginner, I think for a beginner, every offense is hard to learn because every offense is basically a foreign language. But, once you get the details of it and once you just rep it out, once you get experience, and that doesn't have to be in a game, that could be in practice, you start to, find yourself, find your role on the team and, what you can do and what you can't do. So, I think every offense can be difficult, but I think this offense allows you to have a lot of freedom, and but once you master that freedom, then you could be a phenomenal player in this offense.
Thank you.
Travis's question was answered, so we'll move on to Gabe Bach, which is the last question on the queue. So this is it.
Yeah, Kellen, what can you tell us about Anias that makes him such a unique talent, and what has been the key to him really emerging, by all accounts, as one of the best players you have on offense?
I think, playing in the SEC, a lot of people's first question was his size, but he plays so much bigger, and in blitz pickup, anything, I'm not sure if all camp I've seen him, lose on a blitz pickup, and that's just his mentality and just his physical mindset. And I've always said it was going to be dangerous whenever you have people in the backfield with you that can match the same IQ in the backfield. So with him being able to come from receiver and then come to running back, I thought his transition and his just will to learn has been phenomenal. And he still makes mistakes, and but that's why we're here to correct him. And but the way he's played throughout camp has been phenomenal. And I think he's gonna still surprise a lot of people on how good he actually is this season.
All right, Kellen, that's all the questions we have for you. Thanks. Good job.
Thank you.